You gonna say like that all the time? Mine on my shoulders, mine on my shoulders. Them Nigerian.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, Chad.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. First of all, I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to our first episode. We got so many good reviews and so many people reached out to us, and I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching the whole thing. I know it was long, even though some of y'all probably didn't watch the whole thing. You probably only watched a few minutes and said you watched the whole thing. I know what you're doing. But thank you guys for real. And so we just wanted to come back and just, I guess, continue to give you more of us in hopes of inspiring other people out there, and just keep everything going on.
Yeah.
Basically, I think the last thing we stopped off with, we were talking about, of course, the fertility journey, but in particular, I think we talked about how I had the fibroid surgery.
Right. We discussed the fibroid surgery and getting through that whole situation.
Right.
But I think we wanted to kind of talk more about how we actually got pregnant.
Right.
And because I know a lot of people out there that may or may not have been to a fertility clinic, especially for the people that haven't, you might be confused or maybe even a little scared.
Curious.
About what it is or anything or what goes on.
Yeah. So, basically I went to the reproductive center when we, kind of got to the point where we were like, okay, we've been trying usually, and I think we discussed this before, but, they'll want you to be trying at least a year. And after that, that's when they'll try to go down the list of things going on with you. And so, of course, we talked about how we went through the thyroid thing and then the fibroids. But after that, we got to, actually before the fibroid issue came up, because that was before the pregnancy, one thing that came up was the polycystic ovarian syndrome. And basically, from my understanding, because we're not doctors, we like to tell you that, is that it's you either have issues ovulating or you don't ovulate at all. That was kind of the gist of what they told me. And so in my case, you really don't know for sure, I guess.
Right.
Which one was me?
Yeah, right. Just a guess.
Right. And so they prescribed me a medicine, I guess like a fertility drug, that would help me basically assist in ovulation. And so basically you were supposed to take like 5 doses of it during your cycle.
Right. So the pill they give you, it's a 5-day process, right?
Right, basically.
And they told us when giving it to us that initially they would start us off with the smallest dose possible.
Right.
And that if it didn't work,
they would up the dose.
Yeah. And you said it was into your cycle?
Yeah, it was into my cycle. Like, started like the 3rd day for 5 days. And then after that, around like day 11 or something, you start tracking your ovulation. So, you can go to any drugstore or anything
Walmart.
like that. Yeah. And get an ovulation kit, the same place you get a pregnancy kit. And basically you can, you track it and it'll tell you when you're on your peak days, and then that's when you go for it. Mm-hmm. So, first time. First dose, round. Smallest dose. Ovulation kit.
And wait, let's back up real quick, because when we were going through the process, before they even gave us the medicine, they did do a lot of tests, and one of the tests they did was to see how many eggs you actually had.
Right.
And fellas, I had no clue. Okay, I thought women had one egg. Okay, I thought they got one egg at birth, and you had to take care of that one egg. And eventually, I don't know. I don't know what I thought. But I think you had something like 28 eggs. I don't know if that's personal.
It was a higher number than I actually don't. I think it was higher than that. But from my understanding, we actually start developing our eggs, or we have our eggs at a very young age, if not birth, for females, and then from there, over time, you lose them, as opposed to you all who, I don't know, y'all just keep going. But yeah, and so, but the amount that I had in comparison to my age was too many, as though I wasn't releasing eggs. So that was kind of a sign,
right?
Like, okay, you're not ovulating, yeah, because you're not like releasing it, you know. And so, so that first round was like boop.
Yeah.
And so I ovulated, and then
we had to. So we went to the store, got the ovulation test, and which I'm gonna be honest, it was kind of cool, cause like it's like it's like you have all of these like tests to find out when specifically is the best time to get pregnant, and it's just like the only reason I say it's cool is because it's like I didn't know how much control like we could be. You know what, like a lot of times you don't know how much control until you run into these issues, and then like, because we didn't know half of the stuff that we know about this journey until we ran into these issues, and we were researching like all the time. And it's funny, and it also goes, just being completely honest, it also goes for people who are not trying to get pregnant. That, you can plan on not getting pregnant. You can plan around it the same way you can plan for it. Where you don't have to take birth control. I mean, it's but even if you are taking birth, because birth control isn't 100%. So even if you are, you can still use these methods to plan around it to even better your chances. Right.
So basically, from the ovulation test, we determined when's the best time to get pregnant, and we did, and
it just so happened to be the first time.
Right.
And so like we said, that happened, and then of course, like we said last week, we ended up losing the baby about 3 months. About 3 months in. And so after that whole process, after the fibroid surgery, the doctor did tell us that if we did want to try again, that we had to wait, I think 12 weeks.
Yeah, it was like a certain amount of time. I don't remember.
Not a certain amount of time. It was 12 weeks,
he
fellas.
Remembers.
All right.
I thought it was like 6.
It's 3 cycles. I don't know.
In your head,
it felt like 24. Maybe it was multiples of 6 that I got confused. Anyway. After that, then we find ourselves asking ourselves, okay, 1, do we want to try again?
Right. Put my body through this again. Put emotions through this again. Yeah.
And then 2, do we want to try it with the medicine again?
Right.
And I remember, okay, yeah, we do want to keep trying for a baby. But right off the bat, we didn't want to try it with the medicine.
Yeah, we
wanted
weren't sure.
We just weren't sure at first. And so we said, all right, let's, we can get the ovulation test, and we can do our own tests, and we can, try to spot it. And then, because the funny thing is, we kept saying to ourselves that, wow, you got pregnant after the first trial of this medicine, and we had never did an ovulation test.
Right. So we like, maybe I don't know, what if I'm like ovulating at a weird time or month or something. So what if we just track it? Yeah. Right,
because that was our first time actually even testing and seeing when she ovulated. And so we said, well, let's try it that way. And I think we did maybe 2 or 3 months. This is at the beginning of 2020. And so it was like maybe 2 or 3 months we had tried on our own.
I just took a break, yeah.
Right. And then so we said, all right, that's not working, or it's not working quick enough, or whatever. I don't know.
And we'll go back in.
We're going to try the fertility clinic again.
Yeah.
And so this is at the beginning of, well, I guess right around the first quarter, at the end of the first quarter of 2020. And, you know, it's 2020.
Right. On top of that, it's like, do we really want to do this?
Right.
COVID going on, how is this going to work?
Right.
But we really wanted to do this. So,
right. You know, and so we went back in, and it was actually kind of cool because we, you know, of course, the same doctor, and she kind of remembered mostly everything.
Yeah. And we had to Zoom this
Yeah,
time.
We had to Zoom.
The Zoom meeting. Yeah,
I don't know her name, but she was, I mean, really dope. Like, like she was really dope. And she was, I remember her being cool the first time. But, so we we took the medicine.
She upped it.
Did she
upped the dose.
Instantly? I thought we tried it. She started us off with the smallest dose.
Again, okay.
And so, the first month we take the test, get the ovulation test, no boom. No go. And so we was a little spoiled, I guess, after the first time.
Right. We like, this is supposed to work.
Yeah, like, and so it didn't work. And
Man, I remember one time, one of those months, like, I felt like the ovulation test, it was like 4 days in a row that it was saying I was peaking. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yes. It was like a part of this week, and then it went over to next week, and it was like, like, wow. And so, it didn't work. And so we went back, and she upped the dose. And it didn't work again.
4 or 5 times.
Yes. Like, we had went back, and it just wasn't working. We were like, okay, we really were not ready for this. Like, and so I remember it got to the point where they asked us if we wanted to go to the next level.
Right.
And I don't think it's in vitro yet. I think it was like something, I don't know specifically. But I remember they were saying it has better chances of you getting pregnant. And so, you know, she had asked me, you know, hey, you want to try this other way? And we had talked about it, and we had decided, hey, let's give the medicine one more try. Like, it worked for us last year.
Yeah.
Like, let's just give it one more try. Because I don't want to keep, you know, going further away from natural abilities and what we can do. And so,
right.
You know.
And side note, ladies, it's not always you. So, I will... What? So, I will say in the process, they test both of you all. They will test both of you all. And they rule him out really quickly. But yeah, so I don't want it to look like, dog, it was just on her. Like, what?
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah, I did
so, like,
take test too.
So, yeah, they did. They asked both of us numerous questions. They'll, you know, they kind of ruled him out a little early in the game. Like, okay, it ain't him. But, you know, they'll, if they can't figure out, they'll keep going down the line.
Right, they got check marks.
Yeah.
You know, and they start from the easiest and get down to the most difficult.
Right.
And
so, yeah, like, what? So we went through all that.
Right, and so, like I said, we said, all right, we're going to try the medicine. And then we said one more time. And we said, if it doesn't work, then we would take a break.
Yeah.
From the fertility clinic altogether.
I was over it. I felt like I was pumping drugs in my body at this point. Yeah.
And then I felt like it was making you break out and stuff. And
yeah.
I don't know. You know, it was just a lot. But it worked. Yeah, it worked. And we were elated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, yes, like,
finally.
Like,
right.
You know, and I think this is September. I know.
Right, September.
This was September, and we were just, like, ecstatic. You know what I mean? Like, yes, y'all. Like, yes. And,
man.
I remember, like, we told our moms.
Yeah. First of all, how about the fact that, didn't we, like, I felt, when did we test? Oh, I guess we just knew. No, we tested like on time. We tested on time when we found out, didn't we?
Right.
I don't know. But anyway, we told our moms instantly.
Yeah. So our mom and the immediate family, you know.
We were so excited.
Yeah. And so, and I don't want to say it's funny, but it's ironic because they were so excited for us that they even started getting gifts.
Yeah, because we had such a hard year before, you know, and so it's like finally, and it was like a relief to everybody. Basically. So it's like,
and people were just
let's celebrate.
So ready to celebrate, right?
Right, yeah.
And we understand it, you know, and boy, it was the same week.
Yeah, it was. We were a month in, so you find out normally. I think we found out week 4, and within the next. Yep, I think we found out like on a Sunday, and then by Wednesday, or we found out on Wednesday, and then by Sunday. Yeah, because I was at work.
Yeah.
It just went downhill. I don't know.
Well, I remember you were spotting.
Yeah.
And
which is
normal.
Right.
In a sense.
Or common.
Common.
Yeah.
Because you even did that last year.
Right.
And so, and I remember, as a matter of fact, you looked up the same note you had sent to the doctor about it the first time.
Right. I was like, I actually saw where I had asked before, like, hey, I'm spotting, is this normal? You know, and they responded, yeah, a little bit of spotting, okay, you know. Like if it's darker, you know, things like that, it's okay. If it's something like clots or heavier, that's when you should be concerned, or when there's certain, you know, cramps, unbearable cramps, stuff like that, you know, that's when, you know, you reach out to us. So I was like, okay, all right, it's just spotting. Until it wasn't. And it was clots. And it was pain. And it was all
heavy,
of that.
And it was heavy.
And I was at work, bent over. Like, I have to go. I was like, I gotta go. Like, I didn't know exactly what was going on, but I knew it didn't feel right. And, yeah. Just, it was the worst. I felt like I was reliving a little bit of it all over again. The only difference is we didn't get as far. You know, it was still in the beginning. And we had, after what happened previously in 2019, we, you know, when we did decide to try again, one of our things was like, we're going to be positive, you know, so we had this positive mindset and all that stuff. And like, then it's like, again, like,
yes,
like, how much of my positivity can you take away from me, you know? Like, before I feel like a failure or something, like, what is going on? So, basically, I had to, that night was just, or that evening was just rough because it was just it was nonstop bleeding, basically, and pain.
And, you know, the craziest thing about it is, like, the mind's ability to stay positive, even in the pits of negativity. And like we like, I mean, it was like, hey, I'm gonna hold you up.
Yeah, right.
You gonna hold me up.
We literally, I don't know how, but, you know, but that's what all we had, and we kind of recalled last year, and that's what helped us make it through last year. And so it was kind of like, well, if nothing else, we know how to cope.
Right.
Like, we've done it before, and so we had each other, and so that's literally what we had to do all over again. Be there for each other. He was like uttering words of positivity, like throwing them at me, you know, and I'm crying, but I'm accepting them, you know what I'm saying?
And,
so,
you know, we didn't find out until a few days later that we had actually lost that baby as well. And so we're trying to stay positive, like literally looking at it. And I mean, you can kind of see it, but you're on Google and you're like,
yeah, hoping for the best.
You know,
that's all you want. That one little, the same way you can look at Google and it can kill you. You can
just
look
like,
at Google,
hey,
and if I get one little positive,
then I can attach myself to
that. Yeah, like, oh, okay,
hey, we good.
One out of 1,000 people make it out of this situation. Oh, but that's me.
us.
Yeah, that's me. Like, you know.
And so it was just like, you know, this can't be. We not. And so we
like,
found out. Yeah, right. Yeah. And we found out, and you know.
Basically, so I went to the doctor because now it's COVID, which makes it even worse because now I have to experience these things by myself. See, the first time we were able to go to appointments together and, you know, and all this stuff and be together, hold each other's hand, whatever. So I went to the doctor and they had to run blood tests, and basically they're saying like there's a level of hormone, or pregnancy hormone, that they look for in the blood, and then I have to come back 2 days later and they compare the two numbers, and if it's dropped, that's how you know you miscarried. And so that's basically what happened. Matter of fact, they told me I didn't even have to come back the second time because it had already dropped so low where you can tell that I had miscarried. So it was just like, oh, all right, now what?
Right.
You know.
But I will say this though. We did not find ourselves back at the bottom of the mountain.
Mm-mm.
I don't know what it was, but September, we were not going to allow it to take us that far back. At this point, we like, oh, that's a speed bump. Yeah. You know? And it was right then, it was at that moment that I said, hey, we're not going to do the medicine. We're not going to go back to the fertility clinic. Yeah. We're going to focus on us. Yeah. You know, and this is one of the most realest moments in my life that I, you know, just feel like I just was talking to God as clearly as I could, you know, like, I need you to come through for me. You know, I need you to show me just how real you are to me. I don't care if you believe in God or not. I do. And so if he gonna be real to me, now I need you to show me, God. And he done it plenty of times. Right. But this was the realest moment for me because I'm like, what's going on? You know?
Like, what did I do? Like, yeah.
I started questioning myself. We had conversations. And I brought up instances where I'm like, maybe it's how I lived, you know, that is this,
right.
You know, what is this, karma? Like, what? And, you know, and so it just, like, we talked. Me and God talked.
And one thing that I can say, I kind of grew up, like, in what I'm going to call realistic household. Like, everything, you'll say something and it's like, dog, that was negative to say. It's like, no, that was realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you step out in the middle of the street, you get hit by a car, dog, that was realistic. You know, that's kind of how we thought. And so when I met Kaylin, one thing that I noticed about he and his family is that it's not realistic. So not to compare them like that, but that they speak things to existence. And when people spoke things to existence in the past, to me, I was always like, all right, they dreaming, you know, and stuff like that. You know, I'm going to be this when I grow up. And it's like, oh, okay, let's be realistic. You can work at, you know, whatever. And so that's one thing that, like, you know, is continuing to rub off on me, but that I start seeing because they speak things that they want, and they really, I mean, faith without work. So, I mean, you have to still go for them, you
right.
know, but they speak of these things that they want, and that, you know, and that they, you know, they want to accomplish or whatever. And then I would watch them happen. And so I'm like, man. And so you know, that was another positive part that I had to hold on to. I'm like, okay, Kalen tends to speak things to existence. His mother tends to speak things to existence and stay positive. And so he was like, look, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And so I have no choice at this point, you know what I'm saying, but to believe that, no, seriously, because it's like, okay, this gonna happen. I'm sitting here with, yes, this is gonna happen.
Well,
I believe
what
it,
I told her is, I can only do so much.
You gotta will it. I think you said, like,
you gotta will it,
existence.
but you gotta accept it. And I told her that she is the powerful one, you know. I can only give so much advice, but it's her body, you know what I mean? And she is ultimately the one that's going to have to accept it, see it, hear it, believe it, cultivate it, yes, nurture all that, you know? Fellas, you know, we there's only so much we can do, you know? And so, that's just what we did, man. We locked in on each other real hard. We locked in on God real hard. And we just said, hey, we need you to come through. Mm-hmm. And boy.
Boom. Can I say boom again?
Boom. I mean, September
was the craziest, weirdest
month. Or what? Because we went and the doctor said, all right, well, you're not going to have a cycle after this. And so you're going to have to wait.
Yeah, because from knowing this process at this point, you know, we done learned it like the back of our hand. Right. But in order to get pregnant, you need the full cycle. I mean, it's a full cycle, you know. And so now I'm playing the waiting game again. I feel like I have to play the waiting game again. Because now I have to wait on whatever my body is going to, however my body is going to react to this miscarriage. And then from there, I have to wait on the cycle to come. And then we start back the process. And we said we weren't going to use the medicine, but for us to even attempt, you know, we still got to wait on the cycle. So, like, after the miscarriage, I keep bleeding. You
right.
know, and so it's almost like, okay, not only is this frustrating, annoying, painful, all that stuff, I'm also like, can we get on with this so we can get on with our lives? Right. You know, like, okay, I'm done with that. I'm coping with it. I am not dwelling on it, but I want to get on with my life. I want to get on with trying to create our family or continue
live,
to
right.
live.
Just live, right. Because like I said, you know, now I'm like, you know, after going through this a second time, okay, I can, like you said, we can kind of cope with it better. But those fears and those worries are still there. Mm-hmm. Hey, I need my wife to be okay. I need everything to be okay. As long as that's good, that's good.
Right.
You know, and like I said, I spoke to God, and God spoke right back. Mm-hmm. You know, God said, you know, I'm going to give you your child, man. And we believed. I believed. She believed. And they told us that wasn't a cycle that she was having. And so...
Right, because I bled for 7 days.
Right.
This miscarriage was like 7 days or so, we called it.
Right.
And so, after that,
I don't think we was taking no ovulation test or nothing.
We just was like pure natural.
Yeah.
Just... living life.
Willy-nilly.
Right. And boom.
And boom. You know, delivery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Delivery might be the wrong word.
Okay, not that one. Order put in. Order is put in. Okay? And it's funny because, like I said, we weren't doing the ovulation test or anything, mm-hmm. but we did want to pick up a pregnancy test just to see.
Just out of curiosity.
Just to see. And so,
yeah.
On Wednesday, I don't know what it is about this Wednesday and Sunday. But on Wednesday, we took the test. Not pregnant. And so I was feeling a little bit down, you know. I remember coming downstairs and I'm like, oh man, you know, it's cool, you know, it's cool. Yeah. It's just 1 month afterwards. And you text me.
Yeah, I'm like, I refuse to believe this again. I'm like looking at my calendar and I'm like, wait a minute. It wasn't on a Wednesday. It was a Sunday. So I'm like,
they got them
last
apps,
Sunday,
fellas. They got them apps that keep track of all of that.
Get you an app. Okay? Any of them. Get you an app. And so I was like, no, it was on a Sunday. So technically we still have a chance because it would be Sunday. Maybe it's just too early. And so I text him. I'm like, this the little hope I got left. I'm like, Kaylin, like, it may still be a chance.
And I remember reading that text, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know she's just trying to hype me up. Like, she's just trying to hype me up. And but whatever. The box came with 2 tests anyway. I wasn't gonna go buy no another test. I was not gonna go buy another test.
I would have bought it.
Hey, we was not pregnant. Okay? And thank God we had another test. Cause Sunday we took that test, y'all. Boom. And boo. Boo. And so I am so happy to inform you guys that we are currently pregnant right now.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
After the journey.
And how far along are you?
15.
15 almost weeks. Going on 16 weeks. Yeah. So we're not like at a point, I guess, you know, fears and all that and worries, they'll still definitely come up until we have a happy, healthy birth. But
and of course, with everything going on, I'm considered high risk. So, which means I do get more visits to the doctor, which means they're keeping a closer watch on me and stuff like that. So,
and we definitely didn't want to. I don't want to say we didn't want to rush into excitement, but I remember you saying that you should be able to be excited to be pregnant. And I didn't want to shut it down. I didn't want to shut the excitement down. But just going through what we went through.
Yeah. It's mixed feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Even now. But all I feel is positivity right now.
Me too. And I said, you know, the more I fear, the more it sounds like I'm bringing negativity on it. And I was like, no, you know, because I'm like, I don't want to buy anything. I don't want to, you know, it's like, because of last year and everything. And I was like, no. And just like, let's not dwell
on the past.
On the past.
Especially when it haunts you.
Yeah.
Especially when it haunts you.
Yeah.
And that part of our past, if we allow it, it will haunt us over and over again.
Yeah.
Especially under these new circumstances.
Yeah.
We ain't got no room or no time for it. And we wasn't going to tell y'all on this episode.
We weren't.
But everybody that watched last episode
guessed it. Or at least assumed.
Thought they guessed it. Because of the dang on pillow. I was trying to show the pillow off. I was trying to show we make pillows and shirts and stuff.
So those were the comments. When we say like, share, and comment, those were the comments we were getting. Why you was hiding your belly with that pillow? Why you got that pillow?
See, hold on, see. Starve your distractions and feed your focus. This was a distraction to you, but y'all fed it. Y'all fed it. Don't feed the animals. Yes, that was a shameless plug.
It was.
Ola Customs. We make customized shirts too, and this is our brand.
But yeah, so we're excited to announce that.
Yes.
And I don't want y'all to think that, you know, everything we talk about is sad and negative either. Like, yeah, we have fun, I don't know, like crazy stuff to talk about.
Yes, we got so much stuff. I promise you, we got so much stuff. Good, fun stuff to give y'all. But we know that people are out there on their journeys.
Yep.
And your journey is going to be crazy.
Yeah, you run into some of anything. It's a journey. It's just that. It's not a breeze walk or, you know. And so you're going to run into your obstacles. You're going to have your highs and your lows. One thing that Kaylin says is like he compares it to a roller coaster. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know, you're going to have your downs, but then you get those ups, you know, and you just ride them. Just ride them. So.
And, you know, I've been inspired by other people's stories, you know. And so I would be wrong to not share. We would be wrong to not share ours in hopes to inspire others. And I just want y'all to know, I don't care what you're going through. You know, if y'all still have each other, or if you still have yourself, you know, then you can continue, and you know, you can try to rewrite your story.
Yep.
You know,
please comment. Tell us some stuff you want to hear about. Tell us some stuff we should hear about.
Right.
You know, like it, subscribe, continue to watch,
yes.
and share it.
Yes.
And we thank you again for
so
all
much.
of those who are supporting now.
And send y'all prayers.
Yes.
Blessings upon blessings.
It's a little baby Olu.
For this little baby boy. We don't know yet, but we actually, where's the envelope?
It's funny. It's
we
funny
got
to
the,
say that. What you about to do, the reveal on here?
I ain't about to reveal nothing. We got.
I mean, hey. Oh, wait. That light is shining.
I'm not going. I'm not.
No,
Okay.
I'm saying I
Okay.
might look by
All right,
mistake
well, just,
on purpose.
Can they see? It say gender.
It says gender.
The gender is in here.
Yeah.
Oh. The
What?
gender is in here.
That's not a thing.
The gender is in here. The gender. Okay. All right. Anyway, there go the gender.
Stop holding it up. I'm gonna look.
This-
I'm gonna look. Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
this our little baby. What y'all think? Is it a boy? Is it a boy? It's a boy. It's a boy. It's a boy.
Well, he already done pointed out what he thinks is a boy. Anyway.
But yeah. Thank y'all for watching, man.
Thank you so much.
We love y'all, and we're gonna be back hopefully next week. We tried to get back a little bit sooner, but Christmas and all that, you know. So we'll be back hopefully sooner with some more inspiration and advice.
Yep.
And yeah, like, share, comment, follow, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mama. You know, don't smack your mama. I know it's a good show, but don't smack your mama.
Just tell you.
Tell her. Peace.
No.
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, Joe.
What's going on?